Isizwe zonke asizomangala, because it is the time for supernatural to become natural. Asbona mandaka Jesu, asbona mandaka Jesu. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. City was in the land. City was this is your time now. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. City was in the land. City was this is your time now. Yo, live with Jalinanda. This is a Kuma Patrick Kumshaba. The sports TV used to do my paper daba. Abangasandi Bazusanda, Bangasandi Sabasanda, Nasubana Sazuke Kazilimbana. Penakoni do the alligator in a single quarter. They put a Zabana also figure my voice. Spend if I get it to the flip of Pepper Moya. Yeah. I still have a business over, I spent to the Magoya. Yeah. And thank you, Lord, for bringing down that glory. I'm praising my Savior, and this is my story. Supernatural is natural, jump on the limits, going higher and higher. Heaven is the limit. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. City was in the land. City was this is your time now. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about supernatural.
On Car Radio.
Was in the land. City was this is your time now.
Kasimulo gamumpikulo nakal Fosile ma fosem kaken yogeyem Jehova yasenzela Ubunwele nothando singoba ngakho Kasimulo gamumpikulo nakal Fosile ma fosem kaken yogeyem Jehova yasenzela Ubunwele nothando singoba ngakho
Supernatural. Yeah, just come on. Now here is the time. I'm running like a soldier. Yeah, wearing the shoes of preaching gospel, the living word. Our heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. Tata wako. Yeah, I say tata wako. What is the gift from girl now? Receive now, it's all yours. Yeah, the golden age of prosperity and blessing. For the Lord.
Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. City was in the land. City was this is your time now. Yeah, we talk about supernatural. Yeah, we talk about
Ulula on Car Radio.
City was in the land. City was this is your time now.
Ulula on Car Radio. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Car Radio and like our Facebook page, Car Radio Worldwide. And check out our website, www.carradio.co.za. Ulula on Car Radio.
Sinibingelele babukeli nabalaleli makhaya. This is Nkocy SA ngihamba
no Thammy Mthembu.
We coming le city seize the day with sports bars. Namhlanje ke siniphathele ama headlines, ama major news nama scores esobe sinilethela wona. Thammy,
as we know that we've got the biggest upcoming competition lapha Olympics where different kinds of sports are being played.
Yes.
Many records have been broken in the field of play during this week and last week. So the athletes nje ishubile and
Yes.
ama legend amanye ayahluleka ukubreaka ikhathi zokwenza ukuthi bekwazi ukuqualify for the competition. We also got international football news happening. As we know that even in Del Valle there's many crazy things happening in the transfer windows. So we've got a lot of packed news we've got for you, and when Nkocy uphathele.
Also, there are other competitions that are going, and we have NBA semi-finals playoffs. We have semi-finals, quarter-finals are for tennis, the French Open, women's single and men's single, and of which semi-finals, women's, they have their own story as different. Actually, so today we're going to start about the headlines. I'm going to start with the boxing. Clarissa Shields on her switch to MMA. Why more boxers don't cross over in Savannah Marshall verdict. Wesifazane odlala isibhakela boxing. Clarissa Shields uyamove manje from boxing usiya MMA. Mind you, Losisi is a two-time Olympic gold medalist winner, three-way weights world championship, two weights undisputed championship, calls herself a GOAT. Where I tell you, Losisi, she would do better with MMA. Then we have Dennis Dobers admits he wants a revenge in rematch with Joe Joyce, but he will finish continuing his destructive comeback by challenging a world heavyweight title. We lost la part but often go challenge a world heavyweight title. We F1 we have Max Verstappen Rose we are showing la pana ukuthi uvule igebe la pana parts kwakhe no Lewis Hamilton esimazi champion we F1 of which ube ne faults boba two babe ne faults of which they are still four points behind one another, of which Hamilton upon 101 and then 105 for Verstappen. With tennis, we have Novak Djokovic French Open quarterfinal against Berrettini was briefly suspended on Wednesday after suspicious protest against 11 p.m. coronavirus curfew. Just imagine. And then you have Rafael Nadal continues bid to bid for a record extending fourth French Open title, including fourth sets, a victory over Diego Strauss in quarterfinals. When it's Thammy?
I've got Olympics news that I've got Jamaica's two-time Olympic champion Dina Asher-Smith became the second fastest woman in history at a meeting in Kingston.
Wow.
Masawuti, Dina Asher-Smith set an Olympic qualifying time in Hengelo on Sunday, which only American legend Florence Griffith Joyner has run faster, setting the world record of 10 seconds 49 in 1988. Mosuguti, an Ethiopian Ulete Senbet Gidey breaks 2-day-old woman's 10,000 meters world record.
Wow.
2 days record.
This days break my record. Before, just imagine, Olympics they're gonna start anytime soon.
Yes.
Although Kusana isn't the corner, but as we start Olympics soon, already there are records that are broken before the biggest competition in the world.
We can expect many records, massively competition. I can't wait ngayithanda izinto eyishubile yabo because wenza uhlale phansi yabo lokhu uthatha ikhofi lapha nokubukhona lokhu uyibukela nje show angithi yabo. So let me carry on nama updates lapha ama Olympic njoba bengisasho ukuthi the Ethiopian broke that 10,000 meters world record. Okay, they ran 29 minutes 103 seconds at the Ethiopian trials in Hengelo the Netherlands. Masoguti Ugidei also holds the women's 5,000 meters world record.
Wow.
And is now the first woman to hold both world records since Ingrid Christian did so from 1986 to 1993. Masukuthi sizela South Africa locally.
Yes.
The African Athlete Championship have been cancelled because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
The Confederate
So ngiyaxolisa ukuphazamisa lapho and usathinta leso story sokuthi there is they're going to cancel the athletes competition.
Yes.
You know, we've reached wave number 3 in the world, and still we have Olympic Games that are continuing. When it's in Dabago, before you continue to another story.
It's in about Milan, Alisimo.
So South Africa, whereas on other places, but they are continuing.
Maybe izimo zesayifani yabo isimo sakwenye indawo asifani nala for instance njengase Argentina.
Yes.
Ilontuzana, the competition which is going on in 2 days, concave abazange bese sayicancel ilontuzana bachoose ilontuzana location where i-coronavirus inga affectile kakhulu, which they moved from Argentina to Brazil. So ngesikwazi ukuthi sifanise izimo zethu nabanye abantu, angithi ayibona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can take us.
Okay, masokuthi ke the event was scheduled for Lagos later this month after Nigeria had stepped in at the last moment to replace Algeria as host. Masokuthi national 100-meter record holder Akini Simbane will lead a small South African contingent at the third leg of the World Athletes Diamond League Series in Florence, Italy on Thursday.
Wow.
Which is today, by the way. Masokuthi Simbane, who clocked 9.99 seconds to win gold at the Sizwe Medical Fund as a senior championship in Suoane in April, is one of only 3 athletes in the men's 100-meter lineup who have dipped under 10 seconds this year, and they will turn out among the favorites for the victory. Masokuthi 4-time Olympic champion Mo Farah hopes of ending his track career at Tokyo Games suffered a huge blow as he fell short of the qualifying mark for the 10,000 meters in Birmingham on Saturday. Masokuthi the 38-year-old finished 8th behind a fellow Briton Mark Scott in the European Cup, which doubled as British Olympic trial. That is a blow for the legend Mo Farah. Nami ngiyamazi ngimazela khona kuma Olympic ukuthi hayi ama long track uyawashaya and nje beyiwinela nje wonke, but just imagine ufele ukushaya isikhathi sokuthi qualify for this year's Olympic at Tokyo. That is a huge blow, and umuntu ona 38 sekufika ikhathi lapho zokuthi sekumela retire yabo namathamba siyaqina, so mhlambe singasho ukuthi hayi ilokho okwenza yabo isikhathi sakhe sesiyaphela. So when can you please take us
lapho kuya ama-Olympics ngibona ukuthi sisale sisixoxa le ndaba ama-Olympics because it's a serious issue eqhubekayo laphana eJapan.
Yeah.
Already TBS News years bring us stats sama-Japanese public opinion against the concerning 2020 Olympic Games as we this month.
Yeah.
They are saying public 37% public, they say the competition should be cancelled. 28% they say it should be delayed. 35% they said it should be held. Mind you, last year it was held because of coronavirus. Looking at the stats right now in Japan, most of people they are getting affected, and they reached the 4th wave in Japan.
Yeah.
Tokyo alone has been able to vaccinate 2.5% of the public, and the vaccination ihamba kancane. They reported yesterday kwi-BBC News ukuthi laphana eJapan already i-team yase-Australia has arrived, and since they have arrived and there's a social distancing esuke ikhona, but siyazi social distancing sithi ikhona, but that is not alone ukuthi ke social distance. So even them, they won't be allowed ukuthi bephuma ngaphandle be go coffee, tea, be go ma restaurants. They have to be remain in their hotel rooms. And they also another thing egiyeba khona eyenzekile story sithi iBBC with athletes and journalists will be GPS tracked to ensure that they do not deviate from predetermined activity plans during their first 14 days in Japan. Tokyo remains in a state of emergency after a siege in COVID-19 infection, of which lento erase ama points ukuthi ke stage abakusona eJapan already ngoba be affecteka. It seems like abanye they are comfortable ngama competition because they've been reported yesterday ukuthi the soccer matches last year since the pandemic got in the stadium, but in Japan there were fans who were coming into the stadiums and they were allowed a certain number, and they said there were no cases that were reported in local with some fans as a stadium, of which we can say Shuti Japan is responsible when it comes to izinto ekanjalo ukuthi bekwazi ukuthi beyinakekele.
Yes, bakwazi ngempela ukunakekela phuma bekwazile ukuthi esikhathini esije bekwazi ukuthi bona beqhubeke nazo zonke izinto.
Yes, mina ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi according to you Thammy, as I bring the story ukuthi they are continuing with the competition and looking at the stats as public, most of people they want to be cancelled, and others they say it should be held, and others they say it should be delayed. If you see all these points, it's one of the concerning impela ukuthi it should be delayed, cancelled or hold. And those points are enenqubekela phambili ukuthi competition ukuthi ke siyabamba. All these points mina ngibona ngathi they are a little bit negative
ukuthi ngase ingaqhubeki futhi kuze khambe another period of time ingasadlalanga ngalesikhathi ebeyele sona. So ngama doubts kahle kahle. There's a lot that's happening in Japan, and they are scared of impilo yabo, and now yazi ke lapho ukuthi kuza abantu abahlukene from the world,
yes.
So kuza abantu from Africa, South America, Europe, so kumele nabo yabo banokusaba ukuthi mhlambe labantu la bazohamba bayothatha izinto ngale bezoyiletha la sale thina sikole behambe bele emuva ngithi yabo into kanjalo. So
but on president side there's a cry ukuthi ke or Petango Sports, there's a cry ukuthi they've invested more than $16 billion in the project already. They are projecting to $23 billion, of which is a huge amount. Olympic Games is one of the huge amounts. Angazi ngibone spend more than $16 billion. And this competition, they took it very serious. They have precautions in the coronavirus, but they still invested even more. Even though the public, they can say it should be cancelled or they should be delayed, but they've invested a lot. And if they cancel, they're going to lose
a lot of
16
money.
billion. Just imagine $16 billion would be drowned just like that.
So it shows ukuthi kumele ukuthi yenzeke. Kumele ukuthi yenzeke, even though engeke ezethi hayi mina nginefanele say kanje, kumele ukuthi belalele nabantu, kumele lalela ama citizen akhona ukuthi wona athini ngale nto lo, ukuze kubanjiswane sonke sibe kwilontuzana kwi-page elilodwa, sonke sibe kwigole engabi nokuhlukana yabo ke-country. But njoba ukhuluma ngemali ngayo ukuthi nje ngavele nje kanjalo.
There's a crying a bell. Relating to that story, there's also a story from match tennis, of which there was Novak Djokovic against Tomato Perez. Yamiswa kancane ngenxa ukuthi khona umuntu othile okwehlelile, and then kwaba nesiphithiphithi abantu baphuma stadium. And when I listened to this story, ngisibuka futhi na video with what was happening, and already ubeselida uDjokovic the French Open Championship isikhathi eside, and on this match bese we successful seku 3-2 set test 4 because already we lead them 2-1 and then image they have to be stopped and then abanye ama-fans aphuma but amanye alwile mfethu alwile athi nje wona ngifuna ukukhulumela ama-fans ukuthi wena ngokubuka kwakho uthi ama-fans ukuthi ke wena ubuzoma kuliphi side because ama-fans amanye akhulumile athi they've paid ama-tickets for a competition but at the same time ngoba bekhishwa nje it was a precaution ngempela ukuthi ke since kunomuntu okhwehlelayo there must be others abanga affecteka noma bekwazi ukuthi bethelele ngilo ngeleli gciwane.
So kuleyo lontuzana ama-fans abegqokile ama-maskawo lapho
baya protect abantu vele mabeze grounding all of them they were protected
kuyacheckwa ngesifusi
if they go in
yes
I'm not sure if they're getting checked or not
but come on you can't go nje kwi-game kwi-match and we know ukuthi kulesikhathi lesi kuke nje wathiwa ama-fans into ethi ma-fans ayifunakali yabo so wahamba kwathiwa small portion izwamukeleka so ngeke ukuthi sekuthiwa the small portion abasacheckwayo futhi lapho so mina I think it's exaggeration kuma-fans ukuthi hayi sengaze nje kube ngokuthi nje kukhwehlele umuntu ngaphansi kwemask bekumele mina laba bathi bakhokhile bazihobuka ba-rise nami bengizoyenza njalo ukuthi come on khwehlele phansi kwemask kanti ama-mask awani uma ukuthi futhi sobuye futhi ukuthi masikhwehlela ngaphansi kwama-mask sibalekelane.
Hey, they are scared of it.
Let
me take you to the last story that I have for the day. LeBron James. Okay, his story city. He started from Sky Sports. By the way, the credits to Sky Sports. SkySports.com. Fresh. They give you updates every day. Okay, in NBA City story, LeBron James comments and Miami Heat's president paid Real $25,000 NBA fine for violating anti-tampering rules. Lapana ucoach we Miami Heat ubene comment nje with social media engabanga and then he was fined $25,000 cash by NBA. Mind you, LeBron James ubedlalela Miami Heat and he won back-to-back NBA championship in 2012 and 2013. 17-time All-Star, 4 times league MVP. He just signed a 2-year contract extension with the Lakers till 2023. Thammy, wena ngokubuka kwakho lana mfethu nangu umphathi kade a coach LeBron James, the championship, the respected person. I mean, actually, the NBA fans, the NBA player in Hlonipha is LeBron James. Besides to reach in but I respect him. His plays, I watch his plays, and he should be given credit. Yeah, well,
yes.
He's one of the players like in soccer, like Nkocy, he's been respected. Now I respect him in that level. And then there's a coach who got them culture. Miami Heat and then he has this comment and Klapangazi nomilling ngaisho in online he commented, I would leave the key under the doormats. If he would call me and let me know that he's coming, I would do that, but I doubt very much that key is rusted now. And those words are very offending. And Nami, according to me, as a person or a fan of LeBron James, because LeBron James, even though there are other players who are shining right now, but LeBron James is one of the big players.
You cannot forget what is done in the game.
Yes, you cannot forget.
Like this.
Just like Cristiano Ronaldo, you can't forget. Just talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, you have a story for us about Cristiano Ronaldo. As we are talking about some legends, because here I was talking about one of the legends with basketball, and he has a similar story. But what do you have a story about Cristiano Ronaldo?
Okay, so Portugal played international friend in Israel, so they won 4-0 and Cristiano scored a single goal, which brought him closer to the world record of most international goals, and currently una 104 goals. So usesele ngamagoli awu 5 ukuthi afice uAli Diaz okuyena ophethe irecord. So wena ucabanga ukuthi Nkosi le record le njengoba sekusele 5 goals kuzomthatha amagame amangaki or le competition ezayo yama Euro kuzothi iphela nje ibe celebrate or sazolinda?
First of all, I'm not a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, but I respect his plays. I respect his records, his achievements. Although he's aging, but already he's broken a record. Even Agaze ukuthi besazo break a record le legend. Like remind me.
Ali Diaz.
Not so Ali Diaz. Ngamagoli.
Yes. Ronaldo.
Yes.
Yeah, nje Ali Diaz.
Yes, umdlulile, but recently got a broke a record. Okay, I'm gonna remember this legend because it's not Ulokozana.
Oh, Pele.
Oh yes, usana broke record la Pele la magoli amaningi.
Yes. Sorry, I got it.
Yes, usana kudlula irecord la Pele ngamagoli amaningi. Emhlabeni nje wonke, counting all the competition, international,
the Brazilian legend, yaziwayo ukuthi he was scoring a lot of goals and he has won many World Cups in Brazil.
Since Ronaldo has went to Guinness Book of Records ngamagoli amaningi ebholeni, and then he wants to do it again
in international goals only. Yeah.
I mean, I think
namagoli amaningi nje throughout makubala nje in every competition that is played, but selling record.
Man, I think he will break this record, but
kule competition lezayo.
I'm not gonna say on this competition because I don't think Ronaldo wants to retire anytime soon, because you can see that he's breaking records and he's taking awards back to back. He is one of the legends.
And physically, he still looks strong.
Yes, he's strong. Yeah, I think he will still do it.
Yeah. But awukho sure ukuthi nini.
I'm not sure ukuthi nini.
Uthe nje wena ilontozana uPortugal kasi sikhuluma on the previous show uthe Portugal izodlulela on the knockout stages.
Yes.
Kule lontozana.
So okay, the reason why I'm saying ukuthi he can break it, but I don't have time ukuthi nini. It can happen this year. It's going to happen next year. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's because looking at the team, Portugal is strong and fit and face. And akusafani njengale Portugal, which was relying on Cristiano Ronaldo kakhulu. You see that team?
Yes.
They can play. They can
have
play
many
without
good players now. Kanti kuqala beqame Ronaldo,
yes.
Manje kono Bruno Fernandes, kono Bernardo Silva.
And you can't blame Ronaldo mfethu. He's aging and his time kwibhola liya ngokuya kancane liyaphela. As you've seen lapha kwi-Juventus. Other people, they have bad comments about Cristiano Ronaldo because he didn't perform, he didn't do as he was doing. But I mean, I can't blame him. He's still a legend because he's still scoring goals.
That's what is important.
He's supposed to be retired by now. Yes, he's supposed to be retired by now.
Koni journalist ebuze Ancelotti, former currently announced Real Madrid coach, who is a former Real Madrid coach who coached no CR7.
Yes.
So uyambuza lapha ni journalist yathi ecabangani ngoCristiano ngoba ese age yabo yathi shuthi uage akahle mokuthi akasakori amagoli awu50 usekora 30 goals.
Wow.
Just imagine akukho lula futhi ukora 30 goals.
30 goals is still big.
It's still big. So ningasho kanjani ukuthi lo muntu useya age uphelele isikhathi akasashaya 50 seshaya 30.
Mentioning that in face we have a person elected for Ballon d'Or of which we have a person who's nominated for a Ballon d'Or, of which is one of the best players at the Bedlala, N'Golo Kante.
Yes.
He struggles to score goals, and then if Cristiano, I'm talking about the person who's elected for a Ballon d'Or, who is possibly going to take a Ballon d'Or, and then he didn't even score 10 goals, and Ronaldo is scoring 30 goals, and that they say it's less. It's big, man.
But let's say it's not about the goals, because we all know in football there's different positions. So
yes.
a player of Kante, you know, udlala defensively.
Yes.
Cristiano is more of a forward, so which means udlala ngaphambili kwale ipali
Yes.
yabo, so ngeke ukuthi just because uCristiano ukore amagoli
Yes. No, I was bringing.
udlale kakhulu kuMkhansi ongawakoranga amagoli,
Yes.
yet nayo uKhansi kwiposition yakhe he was doing good.
Yes.
Lento engamhlula nayo uCristiano masethwa akazobekwa la yabo.
The point I was trying to make would say, it's not easy to score goals with soccer nje alone.
Yes,
and
it's not an easy thing.
Not alone usukora amagoli ayi-10. Ngisho kuthiwa i-midfielder, if he scores 10 goals, that is too much. That is you should see there's a part that you've played with him in goal if you score 10 goals.
Yes, of
You're
course.
a defender, a midfielder or a striker, 10 goals alone. And then yes, for fun he scored 30 goals. The less goals that he can score is 30 goals.
Just imagine.
Just those are the less.
Some
goals.
players have never reached 30 goals
You see?
throughout their career, baze ba retire in the season. It's
So-
difficult to njobo shoot go 10 goals nje. But just imagine 20, 30. It's
There's
such a big
difference.
thing. And sikhuluma ngalokho ilontuzana top goal scorer yala eSouth Africa.
Yes.
Ki-DStv Premiership.
Yes.
Yona ikore 16 goals.
All competitions?
No, just the league.
Yes, 16
Got
goals.
16 goals.
The
The
best
top goal
striker.
scorer, the best striker, the top goal scorer of South
16
African
goals,
football.
just
Scored
imagine.
60 goals. But umuntu oageayo kuthiwa usemdala uyena ukora 30. Let's carry on in the international. Wait, before we go to the international, there's a huge headline like South Africa happening with club enkulu esazi ukuthi ne rich history Kaizer
Yes.
Chiefs. They signed Stuart Baxter. Siyazi ukuthi he's a former Kaizer Chiefs, and since ehambile kwakuyena ogcinile ukuthatha i-league. After that bahlulekile ukuthatha even a cup, not just a league. A cup nje, they've been struggling ever since, but they've decided ukuthi babuyise Stuart Baxter. So when Nkocy, what do you think is going on the Kaizer Chiefs manager ukuthi abuyise lo muntu omdala okuyena egcine ngaye njoba isehambe for many years since 2016?
Yes.
Ingawini.
Okay, before we take you into that news, and let us wrap up into those people who are still watching us on Facebook. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel, Car TV, and also follow us on Facebook, Car Radio, and also follow us. We listen us go Car Radio on Radio Box or tune in. We're going to be continuing with the news.
You can also catch the previous shows on Car Radio wathola laphana ku YouTube, ku Car TV, or you can also subscribe to get laphana more notifications whenever the shows is available. Thank you.
As we transit to our news, sisazoqhubeka sizophuma la ku Facebook. I want us to go to a massive invasion, and then we're going to come back and continue with our sports news.
Kulula on Car Radio.
ngimbono kaJehova enqotshiwe kodileke ingabale kanye zithembiso zakho yimini wangikhulule makethakeni kasathane mina ngangiboshiwe makamane masanga phakade ingene inkosikazi mu lo wakithula umthwalo wokusinda wangishiya nefuthi ezulwini ubusawena ndabeni ubusawena ngaphansi kwamanzi ubusawena zonke indawo ubusawena ezulwini ubusawena emhlabeni ubusawena ngaphansi kwamanzi ubusawena zonke indawo ubusawena
uJesu wasemandulo wayezenzizimanga usasenguye namhlanje wayezenzizimanga uJesu wasemandulo uJesu wasemandulo
ngaphansi kwamanzi ubusawena zonke indawo ubusawena ezulwini ubusawena emhlabeni ubusawena ngaphansi kwamanzi ubusawena zonke indawo ubusawena
ngabotela uJehova ngoba nguyena umdali wakho konke yonke imibuso iyakhothama ezulwini nasemhlabeni kubusaye akekho ngabotela uJehova ngoba nguyena umdali wakho konke yonke imibuso iyakhothama ezulwini nasemhlabeni